I just found something interesting about Congressman Mike Rogers that I didn't know. He and I share a number of mutual interests, not the least of which is a good cigar occasionally, right? But I just learned that we're about to, come Saturday, share a common title. I will be giving the commencement address at Northwood University. I'm very thrilled and honored to be going up there to be with the graduates, and will be awarded a Doctor of Laws degree. And so all of you can then, from that point forward, can refer to me as Dr. Frank. It'll be allowed. Doesn't have to be Dr. Beckmann. We'll go informal with Dr. Frank. And I learned that Mike Rogers, the congressman, also has received a Doctor of Laws degree from Adrian. So, Dr. Rogers, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Almost Dr. Frank.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
So they still call you that?
I tried to get my family to call me doctor after that, and it lasted probably for about 4 days, and they decided that this was, they had lost its excitement, and have never been called doctor except right this very moment.
So the humor ran its course, did it?
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was great and entertaining, but apparently they were not nearly as amused about it as I was.
I have the business cards already made up, so. Just kidding.
But, it's got to help with reservations. Call this is Dr. Frank Beckmann. That's got to help.
Yeah, you would think so. So maybe I will get the business cards made up.
Yeah, you never know. You should try it.
Meantime, let's get on to a lot more serious matters going on in Washington. We got word the other day, the uncovering of this latest bomb plot. Al-Qaeda has come up with yet a new way to make an underwear bomb that they believe was undetectable by our airport screening procedures. And the next thing you know, there are pictures of this piece of Victoria's Secret finery on the internet and in newspapers everywhere, and we're hearing about CIA agents being involved and double agents in Saudi Arabia being involved, and these leaks are just they make the Valerie Plame case seem extremely tame by comparison. What's your take on all of this information coming out so quickly in this?
Well, it's very concerning to me, Frank. One of the some of it just doesn't smell right. They held the legal notification of the members of the Intelligence Committee and them on the the Gang of Eight, they call it, that is supposed to be involved in operations, and that was a little odd. I hadn't seen that before. And then we find out that they were going to notify the Congress on the same day. They had scheduled a press conference to try to get in front of this thing. And all of the leaks up to that point had changed the flavor of that operation, which was very, very concerning, which is one of the reasons I think they decided to hold off. But by the way, by statute, they're supposed to brief and keep us into the operational text of those things. And so they had a lot going on there that didn't make sense. And as an old FBI guy, the last thing you want to do is interrupt the natural flow of an operation. And even though you think it might, stop on Wednesday, you always have to take it to its full conclusion. And when all of this started leaking, and then all of the specificity of this thing started leaking, it caused huge problems for our Foreign Service liaison partners. They were upset. We had, in fact, I argue, jeopardized the full and best conclusion of this particular operation. And that, it may fit a political narrative, but boy, it surely doesn't fit our national security narrative, and that, to me, is what's most important here.
All right, now, who didn't report to Congress? Who's charged with doing that dropped the ball here?
Well, we're making some inquiries now because the last thing you want is our national security to be used for political purposes. That is a dangerous, dangerous thing. And according to the 1947 law, they need to notify Congress. And, the Intelligence Committee is fairly unique because it is involved in the operations. This stuff is so sensitive and so classified that you need that independent third party to kind of look over it and say, yeah, good on you, keep at it, or hey, you need to slow down on X or Y or Z. And that's been a long-standing and important part of trying to keep our intelligence operations, going in the right direction. And so that's the administration's job. It's the CIA's job, and that didn't happen. We're still trying to figure out what happened there. And then we found out now just recently that the press already had it. So they had already leaked this up leading up to this press conference. It had already been leaked, which meant that they had to make operational changes on the ground because they knew the press had it. I mean, this just really doesn't smell right, and I'm very, very concerned about it. And boy, we just can't, you cannot allow for whatever decision it was made, and hopefully our preliminary review of leading to an investigation will determine that you just can't allow it to be made these mistakes can't happen. It's dangerous. Somebody can get killed. We could lose valuable liaison partners overseas. I mean, there's just a host of problems with this. Just doesn't end if it was intentional.
The partners that you mentioned, other countries that are identified here, I mean, they take this very seriously because they're at risk in the Middle East too from these terrorists who continue to operate, and any public disclosure that they're working in league with the United States can cause them big problems overseas, can't it?
Oh, huge problems. And, we have liaison relationships with security services all over the world. And, some of you would be surprised that it's not widespread, but in narrow cases, a lot of counterterrorism type cases like this. And so, it's in everybody's best interest to have those relationships and just not talk about it. The goal there is to catch bad guys overseas. And so they do that with the assurance that they're not going to be disclosed and it won't be disclosed. And now you have this massive leaking and speculation of who it is and who's involved and what nation's security is. And what that will do is two things. One, it puts them at jeopardy, and they may actually have operations that become under more scrutiny, which means they don't go to its full conclusion. And it means that our liaison partners will think twice about cooperating with us because they believe that they can't trust the administration to keep a secret about these relationships. And that's dangerous to our national security.
Well, this comes on the heels of the Spike the Football moments involving the Osama bin Laden 1-year anniversary of his death, and I think it's very logical to assume that this is a continuation of that sort of chest thumping, if you will, when you immediately also inform the public that we used one of our Predator drones to take out the guy over in Yemen who's closely involved in making bombs like this. It's just, hey, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing.
I can't confirm or deny any activity that would involve something that you described as a drone, and shouldn't. And just the whole pattern of activity here is just very disturbing. Matter of fact, allowing people into the Situation Room, which has been off limits for the 62 years it's existed, and film from there and doing these mock reenactments of the night with some of the national security folks who are supposed to be serious people protecting our national security. I was flabbergasted at that. And then seeing that, and then this public speech on what may or may not be techniques used by the intelligence services of the United States, and then the leaks on this particular event, and it's almost breathtaking to think that, and you hope that they don't have ill intent to use this for political purposes, but it is hard for many to come to the conclusion that they're not. I mean, it's trying to fit a political narrative, and it's very, very concerning because, at the end of the day, some of this damage is going to take years to repair, if ever. And that's what concerns me. We have these relationships overseas. We have things that are supposed to be classified, and they're classified for a reason. And I do believe the nation states have a right to have that classified relationship if it furthers the U.S. interests in national security. And when you destroy those things, they don't come back easily, and you don't know what we miss. So if they might not tell us something, we just don't know what you don't know, they say in the business. And now that raises that don't know what you don't know factor, and I think that's dangerous.